What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Raptor Man coming to you with another check-in. Check it in, check it in. See how everybody's doing through this virus and stuff still. Today, you get an actual driving video because I just don't have the time to make a video while I'm sitting. I haven't really had much time to sit today, so don't worry. Here's one hand and here's the other. I'm not holding the phone. I've got it set up there. But I don't have my little stand with me today. I can mount up to the dash. But anyway, I wanted to see how everybody's doing. Man, it's getting crazy out here, let me tell you. I was sitting here, I'm on Interstate 55 going north in Illinois right now. I'm headed back to the farm, coming back out of St. Louis. And, you know, I'm sitting here driving, and I've been trying to keep up, you know, on the virus stuff as it happens. Try to keep up on what's going on in the trucking community as it happens, you know. But I'm really busy doing this local stuff, so I can't keep up with everybody and everything, right? So I try to keep up as much as I can, and one of the things I noticed right now driving down the road was, you know, I went by a couple rest areas on both the north and the southbound side, and I go past these rest areas every day, okay? So I pay attention. I'm the type of person where I pay attention to my surroundings, you know, especially if you're running the same route or close to the same route every single day. You know, you take notice of the things that are around you. These particular rest areas, even through this coronavirus stuff, these rest areas usually have or have had, you know, quite a few trucks parking in there. Well, I don't know about any other states, but Illinois, the rest areas are open for truck parking, but the restrooms and stuff are not. But even though there were still always quite a few trucks still parking in there, you know, shutting down and whatnot. Well, I noticed the last couple of days there's only a few trucks in there. You know, and that got me to look and pay attention to, you know, the number of trucks out here on the road right now. And even, you know, with this being almost 4 o'clock Central Time, you know, a lot of the ELD guys are getting close to shutting down, especially with the virus and stuff going on, because it's getting harder and harder to find places to park, and you know, truck stops are filling up and whatnot. But nonetheless, these rest areas usually don't fill up. Not these particular ones. I mean, there's usually quite a few trucks in there, but you know, they're pretty decent size where they usually don't, you know, fill up every last space until you know, real late at night. So I noticed, you know, even out here on the highways, yes, there's trucks running, but there's nowhere near as many trucks out here running as there should be, or used to be, or normally are, you know, whatever. And then I reminded of a video I watched the other day, and I don't remember who it was. It might have been a video by Big Face. It might have been a video by other trucker James Best, or it might have even been a video of Coach. Them three guys is the ones I've been watching the most of. Anyway, somebody in their video had said something about, and this was probably a week ago, that there was at least a statistic of 30% out of all trucks that are usually on the road, 30%, or maybe it was 40%, might have been 40%. Anyway, 30 or 40% of trucks have already shut down. You know, they're not running for whatever reason. That's a lot of trucks if you're looking at it as a whole. So that in and of itself would explain why you don't see as many trucks out here as you do. Then I watched a video yesterday, or no, matter of fact, it was today. Big Face put out a video, and I had to catch the, I don't know if he did it live or not. I read it was pre-recorded, but anyway, I watched it this morning while I was, well, not watched it, but listened to it. I was driving down the road, and he was upset. You know, he was upset. He was talking about, you know, these drivers pulling cheap freight out here on the spot market, and the mindset of drivers have with, they just got to take anything and everything, you know, through these times or whatnot. But, you know, I kind of agree with some of the stuff he was saying. You know, the mindset is, you know, these are tough times right now, especially in the trucking industry. So, the problem is, everything, it seems like, and everybody's, some people are going to disagree. And, you know, I can't say for certain, but from what I'm seeing from a lot of different people, the volume of freight is falling off. It's not, and it's obvious because, you know, a lot of things have closed down, a lot of warehouses and things of that nature. So your volume of freight is not going to be as plentiful. I do believe there's still quite a bit of freight out there. I just, you know, I think the volume is not there as it once was. I don't think, you know, there's one load or 5 loads for every truck, or, you know, whatever that statistical number was. But I do think we're entering a time where there's, even if it was true that 30% of trucks, of all trucks, have shut down or whatever, I do believe that now we're coming into a stage where there are more trucks than there is freight. And if by chance I'm incorrect, I believe I'm not incorrect by much, and I believe that time is coming. I've done a little, even though I'm doing local stuff now, I've done a little bit, some little bit longer stuff, you know, locally than what I normally do. And I've been into a couple truck stops. I was actually in one this morning. And to my amazement, the restaurant and the truck stop was open. And it was a Hardee's, you know, so it was fast food. It was open, but only for, you know, takeout, drive-through. You couldn't go into the dining room and sit and eat. I was under the impression that the entire restaurant was closed. So I was a little bit of surprise when I saw that, but that, you know, my information could have been incorrect, or my assumption could have been incorrect. So, but I believe that it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. And it seems like half of the world is not taking the virus seriously. And I think I know why. And I think, you know, because I'm sure a lot of you, you know, when you're at home, you see people out walking. You see people out walking their dogs. They're at the parks, playing with their kids. And when we're talking babies, kids, you know, pushing them around in a stroller, walking around town, you know, and to some people you might think, well, that's kind of irresponsible to have your, you know, your young kids out here, you know, in this time where the virus, you know, it's an airborne virus, when everybody's getting sick and you know, whatnot. But at the same time, it's like, well, the government don't want to shut it down, you know. They don't want to close everything down for good, like, you know what I'm saying, completely. They want to keep half the world open and half of it closed. And in my opinion, I think that's where the government's going wrong. And I think you've either got to open it all up and let whoever's going to get sick, and then treat them if you can, you know, if you can. And so we can move on and get past all this, or you got to shut it down. Shut everything down with the exception of like maybe gas stations and the grocery side of the stores. So, for example, like a Walmart, you know, Walmart, you can buy anything at Walmart. But I think you should completely shut down the entire Walmart store except for groceries. Food, that's it. I see people in there, and I don't know if they're buying them with unemployment checks. I don't know if they're buying them with stimulus checks, welfare checks, or saved up money from working. I don't know. But I see a lot of people buying unnecessary stuff right now. Like TVs, big screen TVs, you know, washer and dryers, furniture, stuff like that. I mean, I'm not kidding you. And, you know, my wife works at a Walmart, so what I don't see, I hear about. And she sees it every day, all day. And, you know, being a Walmart employee, she's got to be around and exposed to all these different people that just feel the need to come into Walmart to buy a TV. You know, and I get it. I'm kind of on the fence about the TV because you don't know people's situations. You don't know if, you know, somebody's TV went out and because they're quarantined, they ain't got nothing to watch, so they don't want to feel like they're Amish, you know. And then, so they got to have a TV. You know, I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows. But with the amount of people I've seen buying TVs, I don't think everybody's TV is going out. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't think now is the right time to be buying TVs and shit. I think people are starting to spend money a little bit foolishly, probably out of boredom. Maybe they are, you know, they're out of work, not working, and they feel the need, they got to do something. So it's kind of like, you know, when you're bored, a lot of people, they eat, you know, out of boredom. Well, I think people that don't do that, they spend money out of boredom. So things are crazy right now, and I do believe things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. I don't exactly know what that entails, but I will say this. In Illinois, and I haven't really fully done 100% detail reference, but our governor, our new governor, is apparently in a power struggle with the president, Donald Trump. And I don't know if the last I knew, the president was wanting to open, the country back up before Easter, which obviously didn't happen because Easter has been here and gone. But apparently, our governor of Illinois thinks that he can overpower what the President of the United States says with respect to opening this state. So basically, one of them is saying open it up or close it down, and the other is saying the opposite. So basically, our governor is telling telling us, the public, that he'll open this state up when he's good and ready. That's basically the mindset. So, now I don't know about everybody else's state, but as far as that goes, that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. When you got stuff like that going on, it don't make the situation any better. And, when you got a country that's half closed and half open, I think that's where the government is making a big mistake. I think you have to do one or the other. Because I think when you do stuff like that and you keep a lot of stuff open and you close a lot of stuff, I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people can't, or won't, or haven't taken this virus situation as seriously as it actually should be taken. So I don't know. If you caught my last video, I was talking about working on some stuff on coming back out, going back over the road, coming back out and doing, spot market freight, dealing with brokers. At some point, potentially, maybe being another owner-operator again, Well, my plan, what I'd said on my last video, my plan was to maybe go out and run spot market freight as a company guy first to see how the rates are, see how freight's moving, and whatnot. And I was going to wait. I said I wanted to kind of wait to see how all this virus stuff plays out, and that sort of thing. But the problem with that is, in order for me to do that, to start, basically start, my boss has to move some things around with some trucks. Now, in my last video, I mentioned that my boss had bought a couple of trucks, and I didn't know whether they were used, new, or what, And I do have an update on that. He bought two brand new Freightliner Cascadias. So there's the new body style of the Freightliners. Now he has a couple of drivers that are supposed to be getting those. The problem is, he has those trucks. He has them bought. They're sitting at the farm. Unfortunately, that's all they're doing is sitting. Because with the Secretary of State's office being closed for this virus, he can't get those trucks leaving. And because he can't get those trucks legal, means that the other drivers that are supposed to go into those trucks can't go into those trucks. Therefore, because they can't go into those trucks, I can't get into a different one in order to come back out, you know, and run spot market freight or whatever. So everything's kind of at a standstill right now because, well, basically everybody's hands are tied. You know, you can buy a truck, you can still buy a truck, you just can't get them legal, you know. But so as far as that goes, that's kind of on a standstill, on a deadlock right now. So I'll continue to keep you guys updated on that. But on another note, you know, as far as I want to comment on something on, you know, Big Face. Sorry about that, guys. I want to comment on something, you know, Big Face said in his video. You know, he's pretty upset, and he has been shut down for a while too. And you know, he was pretty much pissed off because these drivers are taking, you know, this bullshit freight because that's what the brokers are offering and this and that. But I know everybody's situations are different, and I'm not saying come out here and take advantage of the situation, you know, with this virus and stuff going on, and try to get $6 a mile like, you know, that big ordeal blew up. But I am saying know your worth. You know your worth, know your areas to run in, and do your due diligence. You know what I mean? And I understand everybody can run for different money, you know, dollar per mile. But at the same time, there's got to be a threshold. There's got to be a threshold to where there becomes too cheap of a load. You know what I mean? You might can pull it for $1 a mile, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good, you know, it's good enough load. You know, don't try to rape the brokers, but at the same time, man, don't sell yourself short. You know what I mean? And I don't think, with that kind of mindset, I don't think you're taking advantage of the situation. You know what I mean? I don't think you're trying to take advantage and get over on the country by holding out just a little bit. So on that note, I believe, you know, I agree with what Big Face was saying. And I'll tell you something else too. He almost touched on it, but he didn't. But I'm going to. You guys know, when I was an owner-operator, you know, I had an SFI truck, I had a Schneider finance truck, and we all know, if you've been following my videos, you know what the payments are on those trucks. You know, that was a brand new 2018. And, sorry I'm coughing, guys, don't worry, it's not the coronavirus. It's just my throat's getting dry from talking. But, I can't even begin to imagine what them Schneider guys, I'm really curious to know. I wish I followed a Schneider IC guy on YouTube that did videos on a regular, because, man, I would love to know how those guys are doing right now on the IC choice board. And I'd like to know as far as the rates they're getting, the volume of freight that the mega carrier has, because somebody mentioned, you know, is now the time to go back to a mega carrier or lease on, even if you're an owner operator, lease on with the mega carrier because they have the volume of freight. I don't know. I think the whole industry is affected. I think it doesn't matter if you're a mega carrier or not. I think your volume is gonna drop, just like everybody else. So I don't think necessarily. I mean, there might be. I don't know. I don't know if I can even say if the volume of freight that a mega carrier has would be even more than what's available on the spot market. You know what I mean? I just don't know. But that's a question. If anybody has the answer to, man, leave me a comment down below and let me know, because I'm really interested in knowing that. But I don't think with what I believe, what I've seen, what I've researched, I don't think that I would be confident enough to give anybody advice to say, hey, yeah, go back to the mega carrier, or lease back onto a mega carrier, you know, whatever. Even if you're leased on with a mediocre company, you know, running whatever freight, contract freight, spot market freight, doesn't matter, whatever. I don't think I would feel confident in saying, yeah, that'd be good advice. Leave there and go lease on with a mega carrier like Prime or Swift or Schneider, JB Hunt, whatever, you know. What am I doing? I ain't going that way. Sorry, guys. So I don't think that that is good advice at this point. I think people kind of need to stay put. I think people need to stay put and kind of play it by ear, play it out, because to make any kind of moves right now is really dangerous. And I'm not saying that it couldn't be done and it can't be accomplished, but I'm saying it's very, very tricky. And in order for you to make a move like that right now, in the uncertainty times, it's really gutsy. And I believe that 100%, and that's exactly why I'm not in a big hurry, regardless of how much more money I can make by coming back out there on the spot market. I think my ass is going to sit tight for just a minute, because I want to see how this is going to play out. I want to see how the market's going to play out, because I'm going to tell you what, like Big Face said in his video, it's getting to the point where drivers, the number one thing out here about being over the road is comfortability. Drivers want to be comfortable because they got to be going away from their families, so they got to, they got to be comfortable out here in the truck. That's why people have refrigerators. That's why people have microwaves. That's why people have TVs, PlayStation, video games, whatever you do out here on the road. You want to be as comfortable as possible. So, with that being said, that also means if you're out here running and you're still running, you want access to showers. You want access to bathrooms. You want access to parking. You don't want to have to be fighting for somewhere to park at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, nobody wants to do that. So, I think as more and more drivers shut it down, And I don't know, I can't say if it's all owner-operators or it's half owner-operators and half company, or if it's all company. I think it's just a mixture of everything, of everybody. But if these drivers are starting to shut it down, man, because it's not worth it, and the money is just not there. I mean, as far as booking a cheap load and running it for $300 or $400 or whatever the case is, just to keep yourself running. You know, I stick to my advice that I said months and months ago, when I said, if you got a paid off truck, you could probably make it work. But man, if you got a Schneider finance truck, or any truck for that, it don't even have to be an SFI truck. If you got any kind of slightly new or brand new truck, and you're making payments on, you know, $3,000 or $4,000 a month, I don't know how you guys, I don't know how, I'm interested in knowing that too, how you guys are pulling that off. Because I ain't even got to be out here to know common sense. I know the rates have dropped since all this coronavirus stuff has kicked off. I know the rates have went down a little bit, and I know the volume of freight has went down a little bit. Now, how much? I can't say exactly how much because I'm not out there running it. But I stay in tune with the industry of what it's doing. So, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm really curious as to how them guys are doing it, because I know how it was on the Schneider board before any of this virus stuff. So I'd really like to know if anybody has any information, anybody they follow that they know is a, you know, Schneider guy, you know, comment down below, let me know, because I'm really curious, man. And I'm really glad now, seeing all this stuff go on now, I do not at all whatsoever second guess my decision to get out when I got out. Because let's say I didn't get out when I got out, and we're in the times that we're in now. Would I still be running? $1,043 a week for truck payment and maintenance. And I don't think it's happening. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? In their defense, I am seeing some Schneider ICs out here that are running. Okay, I am. I will give them that. I will say that because I pay attention. But I ain't seeing as nowhere near as many as I used to. And the ones that are shut down, the Schneider guys that are home or whatever, them are probably the guys that have got their shit together. They run smart. They're smart business people. They know how to run a trucking business. And them are the people that's probably got a little bit of money saved up in the bank where they can afford to go home during this time. Or shut it down, whatever. The others that are still out here, I think they're struggling. And I don't know, okay? So, and I don't really want to put an assumption like that out there, but I just know from personal experience from being there how it was before the virus and then to what I know is going on now in the world. So I really don't think being in a mega carrier is really going to make all that bit of difference. And guys, I do apologize. I don't know if there's any kind of vibrations. noise coming through on this video, and if there is, I'm sorry. This part of the road that I'm on is shitty. So I kind of got to hold this phone in place here. So I do apologize, guys. But you know, I don't know. It's. I think we just kind of need to play it all by ear and see what happens. But I definitely don't advise anybody. Yes, I've been told trucks are super cheap right now. You can get a real good truck for, you know, a really good price. With that being said, even though I still, even if I had the funds to go buy a truck cash outright, right off the lot, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Not right now. Because what's to say you don't go buy a truck and then boom, they close everything down, trucks and all. I mean, it could potentially get that bad, you know, and it can happen any given day, especially when there's politics involved. You know, it's just the way it is. You know, nobody can really predict how this situation is going to pan out. So, yeah, it's, oh yeah, and just to kind of show you, I'm going to show you real quick, because there's no cars around me. I'm currently doing something that I said I would never, ever do. Never do. See that? I'm pulling an end-up trailer. This is actually only my second time ever, second day ever in my entire trucking career ever pulling an end-up trailer. I'm in the same truck because I have a wet kit on this truck. But right now, the agricultural, well, I don't want to say the agricultural, but hauling grain and stuff right now is starting to slow down. A lot of the elevators are getting empty. The plants are getting full. So it's kind of starting to slow down. Now we are actually, we are in planting season. We just started planting season. So, you know, another 3 or 4 months, whatever, 3 months, we'll be right back in harvest. We'll be hard back at it. But honestly, I don't know how that's even going to play out with all this stuff going on, because they've already canceled 4th of July's. You know, 3 months in advance from now, they've already canceled 4th of July's and stuff, and I'm like, okay, now you guys tell me, comment down below, all right, if you agree. Do you guys think that's a little premature to be canceling stuff, regardless of what it is? It doesn't matter what it is. You think it's a little premature to be canceling stuff when you don't really know how long this virus stuff's even going to last? I mean, you're canceling stuff 3 months ahead. Anything can happen in 3 months. So, now I don't know if that means that they're going to cancel stuff now and then should everything get turned around before it's over with? Are they going to, you know, say, yeah, hey, it's open again, you know, we're back on schedule or what? I don't know. But well, sorry about that, guys. I just think it's crazy. And I love the 4th of July. There's a lot of my bike events that's already gotten canceled, you know, and I'm not too happy about that shit either. Because some of that stuff ain't until, you know, June, July, August. So, it is what it is. But anyway, that's what's going on with me, guys. I just kind of want to touch base on a couple of things and with this coronavirus stuff, and kind of update you a little bit what's going on with me. I'm still out here working. I don't know what's going to happen with all this $25,000 stimulus checks that, you know, drivers are supposed to be getting and all that. I'm kind of waiting to see how that plays out also, you know. I highly doubt, and I haven't checked on that in a few days, so it may be different, but I highly doubt they're just gonna, you know, like you're gonna file for it or whatever, and they're just gonna hand you a check in the mail for 25 grand, you know. Here, thanks for working. I highly doubt that's just how it's gonna happen. If I had to guess, I would probably say they're probably going to damn, sorry about that. They're probably going to say for those people who qualify, they're probably going to be like, well, not only are you going to have to probably pay taxes on it, you know, you think the government's going to give you $25,000, you ain't going to have to pay some kind of taxes on it? Or, well, maybe not right now, but, you know, next year or however this shit plays out, you're going to have to pay something on that. I guarantee that. But they ain't just going to hand you $25,000 check in the mail. They're going to break it up and say, okay, well, we're going to split it up into increments. You know, it might be $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month or whatever it is, you know. $1,000 a week until the $25,000 is exhausted. I know, whatever. But they're not just going to up and say, hey, here goes 25 grand in the mail. Have fun. Thanks for working. Man, this is the U.S. government. That's just not going to work like that. But also, yeah, put that down in the comments also, too. Let me know what you guys think about that. You guys might have some updated information that I don't. Like I said, it has been a couple of days. So, but I try to keep up on that as much as possible. Man, I can only watch so much coronavirus news, you know what I mean? Because you see the same thing over and over and over and over. So, but other than that, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe when you can. I really appreciate it. I try to do as much as I can on the video side, which is why, like I said, I'm trying to do one driving down the road. So normally I don't do that, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Leave me some comments down below, and as always, you guys know, you know, I always try to comment back and things of that nature. So I've got a couple of other ideas maybe for the channel. I'm not certain yet, but I won't get into that now. That'll be another video. But I hope everybody out there is doing well. I hope most of you, you know, all of you, haven't had the unfortunate to get sick or nothing like that. I hope everybody that's out here running, I hope you guys are all doing well. So, as always, you know how we do it. Put them up, give me some.